Hi guys, Digitech Lifestyle here, back with another video. This one's from Christine Lagarde. She used to be the IMF head, and she's going to be talking about what's happening with technology. About 85% of crypto assets are down at the moment. What building's going on, and utility, I guess. Also, she's going to be mentioning USDC and Ripple. Listen. It's only 1 minute and 28 seconds long.
Certainly see potential for CBDC. Digital currency is what I'm referring to. I'll tell you what we are seeing, and it changes so fast in a matter of 1 year. You know, the crypto assets at large have lost about 85% of their value in a matter of 1 year. What we are seeing at the moment is what Carlos was referring to, which is development into new technologies that will actually change the way in which intermediation is conducted, eliminate some of the barriers, including the unconscious biases that exist out there. And I think in the banking system at large, in many countries, the difference will not be between those who are disrupted and those who survive, but it will be between those who are cannibalized because they are not seeing it coming and they're not embracing it, and those who self-induce that cannibalization. And I'm using cannibalization on purpose because it's a bit of a striking, horrible word, but it's really what it means. It's you're going to disrupt your business model, you're going to change it, you're going to reduce your costs, you're going to expedite your transactions, and you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful.
See, Ripple and Circles. She's talking about utility, and I get it. I've been talking about utility for a long time. Hence, I bring out the scam videos. Even I showed you, played you a live one the other day. Somebody tried to scam me live, telling me to go and download some kind of software into my computer. No, not happening. Also, I'm very much into letting people know, look, right, utility is here. There are crypto tokens that have utility, and you need to as well do your own research into this market. But I can tell you a few of the utility tokens right now: XLM, XRP, XDC. As you heard it there, USDC. That's likely to be, that USDC is a stable coin, but for now, for me, USDC is a little bit expensive. I prefer to use Tether. Quite simply, it's cheaper on the fees. But you know what? Hopefully, USDC will sort that one out and maybe work with Ripple to reduce their costs, because Ripple is a cheaper one of the ledgers out there. Anyway, Digitech Lifestyle out. Like and subscribe. Guys, have a great day. Take care. Bye. Here we have another article, or not article really, but video from award-winning journalist Alex Newman, unelected globalist at the UN. WF and IMF are working tirelessly to roll out both CBDCs and digital ID globally by 2030, which will facilitate the imposition of Chinese-style social credit and personal carbon allowance. And I said this to you guys about my I seen this on my bill, where my carbon or carbon credit score is, and I think it's absolutely disgusting that they give me that credit score. But hey, maybe I speak out too much. Anyway.
The European Union is pushing for CBDCs and digital IDs. They're calling this to be rolled out globally by 2030. And there is growing concerns that digital currencies combined with digital IDs, well, it's going to create a system of digital tyranny similar to that of the Chinese Communist Party's social credit system. Every citizen gets a score, and your freedom or lack of freedom is going to be determined by how closely you align with that foreign regime ruling over the whole thing. So is the European Union really planning to roll this out, and would the world follow? Here to speak to us about it is the Epoch Times contributor and award-winning investigative journalist, Alex Newman. Alex, good to see you.
You too. Thank you for having me, Josh.
So, Alex, is the European Union really calling for like a global digital ID and digital currencies right now?
They are. In fact, they're working on these projects right now. They've been actually working on them for a very long time. They're only just now kind of making it more public and starting to market these ideas to the public. But the idea of a digital ID, they actually first proposed a digital vaccine passport in the documents that I found back in May of 2019, long before anybody had ever heard of COVID. The digital ID agenda has been pushed by the Rockefeller Foundation and Bill Gates and Microsoft going back almost a decade now publicly when they created ID 2020. And the EU, in partnership with the UN, is now carrying the ball down the field, and I think we can expect to see it very soon if it's not stopped.
I mean, what would this look like in practice if they were to do it?
Well, all of these things are coming together into one giant machine, Josh. And so the digital currency is happening in parallel with the digital IDs because each one is a necessary component of the broader system that they're building. They're not sharing this with the public yet. They're acting like the digital ID is its own separate independent thing. The push for central bank digital currencies, that's a separate independent thing. But really, these are all connected. And what they want to do, I'm glad you mentioned the Chinese social credit score system. That is ultimately the vision. And the Financial Times inadvertently maybe revealed that just recently in an article. They said that as they roll out CBDCs, these are going to have to be tied to a national digital ID that's going to contain private information about every individual, including their credit information and other data. And so at the World Economic Forum, they've been talking about this now for several years. They want to be able to regulate what you purchase with your central bank digital currency, which is only possible if it's connected to your digital ID. They want to regulate how much CO2 you're emitting, which will be possible once all these systems are connected. So this is coming very, very rapidly. And it's not just in the EU. There are now at least a dozen states in the United States that are pushing forward with digital IDs. And I just flew through Des Moines 2 or 3 days ago. They're now accepting digital IDs at the TSA. So this will be here very soon, again, if people don't stop it. What we have here is kind of a fusion of state and corporate power being used to bring this system into place with the digital IDs, with the digital currencies, and really the digitization of absolutely everything, Josh. What people need to understand is this is not going to stop with your ID and your money. Everything will be digital until you get to what Klaus Schwab described as Klaus Schwab is, of course, the founder and the head of the World Economic Forum, the UN partner in implementing Agenda 2030. He described it as the fusion of our digital and our biological identities, which, the implications of that are more than we're going to have time to get into today, but absolutely terrifying if you value individual liberty and privacy.
I have to agree with that, and that was from wideawakemedia.com. Go take a look at their site, seriously. And I'm going to show you an image of the CBDCs that are actually taking place right now, launched and not launched and all that kind of stuff. So hold on one sec while I go and get that. Right, here's a map of CBDs, and this is September 2023. They're showing proof of concept. This one says, and this is the United States, project Cedar plans. No, is it? FAS. So, okay, let me do this. This is in research, right? Green's research. This color's cancelled, looks like red, but it's not quite red. Research, proof of concept, pilot launched, and sure. But here we got research, and this is Project Cedar FAS, Project Cedar, Project Hamilton, and a digital dollar in Canada, and this is a proof of concept, using Jasper. Oh, and Jasper Ubin and the e-dollar. That's what they're going to call it, I guess. Where is this? Iceland research and Rafakona. Funny old name there. Here we have Moldea. Mexico Digital, or Mexico Digital Dell, and Mexico CBDC. Colombia CBDC research. Peru, these are all research. Chile research, Chile CBDC. England. Digital pound, United Kingdom, RS coin, United Kingdom, e-corona, Sweden, and that's proof of concept, project Icebreaker. Russia, Federation, they're still in pilot with the digital rulebook. Another one here. Oh, France. Wholesale digital research. France wholesale CBDC pilot. Retail digital euro. Project Mariana, and then Jura research, all in research, and Project Prospectus, and they're going to possibly using the Stellar for research on their platform. I could go through all of them. China, they got a pilot in Enbridge, that's a Ripple partner, by the way. That's Australia, EUAD, a wholesale, retail, and Project Atom. And New Zealand, proof of concept. I think I've done most of them. Anyway, this is what's happening in the world of CBDCs. It's up to us. It's up to us whether we accept or not, to be honest with you. We have a choice here.
Commissioner, Mr. President, I rise again, I'm afraid, to make the same old hoary speech that I've been making here for several years, and that is, it is my opinion that you do not really understand the concept of banking. All the banks are broke. Bank Santander, Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, they're all broke. And why are they broke? It isn't an act of God. It isn't some sort of tsunami. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which means that banks can lend money that they don't actually have. It's a criminal scandal, and it's been going on for too long. To add to that problem, you have moral hazard, a very significant moral hazard from the political sphere. And most of the problem starts in politics and central banks, which are part of the same political system. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time. And yet governments and central banks do it all the time. Central banks repress the amount of interest that rates are, so we don't have the real cost of money. And yet we blame the real retail banks for manipulating LIBOR. The sheer effrontery of this is quite astonishing. It's central banks that manipulate interest rates, Commissioner. And plus, underneath all this, we talk loosely, in a rather cavalier fashion, do we not, about deposit guarantees. So when banks go broke through their own incompetence and chicanery, the taxpayer picks up the tab. It's theft from the taxpayer. And until we start sending bankers, and I include central bankers and politicians, to prison for this outrage, it will continue.